Welcome back to another GR8 podcast episode. I'm really excited to be getting back into the podcasting. I know I haven't done it in a couple weeks, but hey, we're back doing things the same as ever. We're just going to that's actually not true. The whole idea of the podcast is just me talking into a microphone, obviously, and maybe to like the one or two people that listen. But today we're actually doing a Q&A. On my Instagram, I said, all right, I'm doing a podcast episode that's going up on Wednesday. By the way, every Wednesday at 12, I do a podcast episode. I try to do it every Wednesday, but if it's going to come up on Wednesday, it's definitely going to come out at 12 p.m. at noon. So be on the lookout for that as always. But I'm really excited to get into this Q&A that I put up on my Instagram. I got a couple questions here. Most of them not serious. Someday I'll get to like actually serious questions, but honestly, like I kind of know where I'm at right now. There's no way I'm going to get any serious questions. So the first one from Zany Baseball 4, explain how Lauren has a top 250 bracket in the world. So right now it's March. March Madness is going on, men's March Madness. And let me tell you, I'm so proud of my girlfriend, Lauren Grace Hall. She has been absolutely killing it in this March Madness group. She, at the peak of her, until a couple of teams lost going into the Sweet 16, she got 202nd rank in the world. She had a 99.9 percentile, and she had 490 points. And then her max, obviously, she didn't have a perfect bracket, but her max was 1,870, which is absolutely crazy, absolutely insane. Great job for Lauren, just like going out and going crazy on this March Madness. I was with her when she made her bracket, and I was like, no way that are we ever going to make a perfect bracket? But like, what would happen if we like made a really good bracket or something along those lines? And then Lauren proceeded to make a really, really good bracket. She did have GCU going to the Sweet 16, and I think it was Baylor versus Clemson, and she had Baylor going to the Sweet 16. So those are the two games that obviously killed her. But she went out of the first, 64 teams. There's obviously 32 games. Out of the 32 games, she missed 3. That's it. And I was so dumbfounded on how she did that. And she was so happy. It was so funny. 202nd in the world until I think until Clemson won. This is absolutely insane. Next, we have Maya Lubanovic. Do you have a job? Yes, Maya. I have a job. Thank you, Maya. I have a job. You are the one that does not have a job. You and your siblings are the ones that do not have jobs. Okay, you guys just don't have jobs. You guys just walk around all day, get in your cars, drive around, probably shop or something, spend all the money that your mommy and daddy gave you or something like that, and you come back home, take a nap because everything's just so tired, and then you stay up late watching, doing whatever, and then you repeat the same thing over and over and over again. You guys don't have jobs. You don't. I wake up and I get to work. Okay, there's things in my life that I go to work for, and you don't go to work, Maya. Let's just end it at that. From Emily Monty, when are you asking Lauren to marry you? After this March Madness performance, and obviously we're right in the middle of March Madness, but after this March Madness performance and how well she's done, I should probably marry her right now. That's what I'm thinking. I should marry her right now. But honestly, I don't even know why I'm going to answer this question honestly. But Lauren and I are waiting for us to live or move near each other, and we're going to spend that time together probably for about like 6 to 9 months before we get engaged. And right now we're still doing long distance, but the summer is still coming up. It's March right now, obviously, but the summer's coming up. So we're going to try to figure out something to do for the summer and the ongoing months after that. We're really excited about what the future has in store for us as a couple. But yes, I'm going to ask Lauren to marry me at some point in some way, shape, and form. I don't know. I don't even know if her parents know that, but that's the plan. But no time soon because we're not living near each other just yet. Jeff Randolph 13. Top 10 things church softball has taught you. Top 10, and this is probably what I could spend the most amount of time on. I don't think I have top 10. I maybe have like a top 5, but even then, I don't think I could like rank them. So like maybe just like spewing out some things. I did not play baseball at all until I played church softball in the year of 2022, and I was terrible. I was so bad. I had no idea what was going on. I was not good at baseball. I was not good at softball. Well, softball is basically baseball. It's just like, 4 people in the outfield, and then like you just use a bigger ball and like different bats. None of the rules are like specifically different or anything like that. You can still lead off, sort of. And you can still, I don't know. Just the counts and different things are pretty much the same, and all the rules are pretty much the same. Just like the kind of like the optics of all of it are different. So I never really played any sort of softball or baseball when I was growing up. I played t-ball and pitching machine. So like, when I was a kid, you tee it off the tee, and then, so nobody's pitching to you. And then I upgraded to pitching machine where they wouldn't have an actual pitcher, but the pitching machine would shoot out at you, and then you would hit the ball from there. I don't remember much, and all of that is very, very fuzzy to me, having those sort of memories. But I do remember those sort of things like happening in my life. So I did have some sort of like cognitive, process about baseball throughout my life. I've played it, and I'm familiar with gloves and balls and things of that nature. And then I started church softball 2 years ago, and I was absolutely awful at it. I was garbage. I played right field and catcher, and rightfully so. I can never hit that ball. I was very bad. And then I continued to get better. As I went to the batting cages, and I played the next year on a team that was a little bit more forgiving, and that was a little bit more fun. And then now in the summer of 2024, we are again playing some more softball. And I like to think that I'm one of the better players on the team, but probably not, because of like just putting like play into practice. It's just tough. Like you can go to like the batting cages all day long. None of it actually matters until you like actually hit that ball, and you're like, oh wait, another ball isn't coming at me if like I didn't get a good hit on that. It's like either I hit it like pretty well, or I'm going at that thing. So I guess that's like my whole timeline of church softball and just baseball in general. A couple things that it taught me, dude. I don't know. It taught me about, I guess, that when you're bad at a sport, you just gotta learn to just have fun with it, and then it's all about like who's around you and like what actually matters. Does like winning actually matter, or is just being around a community of believers matter? Does it matter that your team that historically has been pretty good, but now it's pretty bad? Are you going to get mad at people about that? Things of that nature. Other things, I guess, like in this most recent season, I just realized that like if you actually try with sports, it's more fun than not. If you try and are bad, I think it's more fun than when you don't try and that you're good. Does that make sense? Like I have a really hard time trying in sports and I'm like bad at, but I trying to learn. This is probably the biggest thing, honestly, that like I'm okay at sports that I try at. Does that make sense? I'm okay at sports that I try, but when I don't try at a sport, just like I shouldn't even play it. And that's kind of like the whole idea of church softball. Dude, like I'm bad at softball, never will be good, never has been good, never will be good. But as long as like I try, and as long as I'm just around people that I like being around, the church softball is pretty fun. That's pretty, like, there's not a top 10 things, and I know that was like a long-winded sort of idea, and I went back to the history of me playing baseball, but all that is to serve the idea that, I don't know, sports are okay, sports are fun. It doesn't matter what happens, what's the outcome. It's okay if you lose. Who cares if you lose? As long as you had fun and you just, you did it around people that you enjoy, like, then losing like doesn't matter. And I can't stand, and I hopefully I'm not going off on another Nate tangent or whatever. I cannot stand the people that don't like losing. Like, obviously losing is like not inherently fun because you lost, right? But I hate, well, I don't hate, but I hate, well, I do hate the attitude, but I don't hate the person, but I hate the attitude of people that are like, I hate losing. It's like, why do you hate losing? Like, tell me that. He's like, I just don't like to lose. It's like, is there any more like to that? Is there more like any cognitive ideas to that? And usually they're like, no, I just don't like to lose. I want to win. I don't like to lose. Like their hate for losing is stronger than their love for winning. But all of that doesn't matter when they don't even like it doesn't even matter if they don't even like the sport that they're playing at the end of the day. Sure, you can love basketball and you just can play basketball for the love of basketball. And I think that's way more fun than playing basketball just to win at something. Does that make sense? So that's sort of what all church softball has taught me, that it is okay to lose. In fact, it like sometimes losing is good because you realize you realize that you're just not good at everything and that you get humbled and stuff. And I thought I'm pretty good at basketball, and every time we lose in basketball, which happens very often, it's like, okay, yeah, like I might be okay at basketball and my team might be okay at basketball, but putting in all of this into practice, we're just not good. We're just not good. And, at some point, that's all right. It's okay. As long as I'm playing basketball with my friends, it doesn't matter. And the last question that we have is M16 Ma or Emma, favorite Christian album or artist? Wow. So I don't normally, and I know this is bad, I don't normally listen to Christian music on the daily basis. Mostly because I think most Christian music is surrounded by the Christian contemporary music that you sing on Sunday mornings, and I think all of that music just sounds the exact same. And obviously, you have your like one-offs and things of that nature, like Christian rap and then Christian pop, and things of that nature that you might sing at like I don't know, Passion or like Hillsong, Young and Free, and things of that nature. Look, all these songs and all these music, all this music in the Christian genre, I think needs some like big revitalization. Coming into like this new age of music where you can just make music out of like anything. You can make music. You can make like top like big charting tracks or music or whatever on your laptop. And you just send it off to the world to hear, and then like everybody hears it, it blows up maybe on TikTok or something like that. And I just don't think the Christian music genre or space has ever tried at that something at sort of like that, which kind of is not necessarily frustrating, but it's definitely like head scratching. Like, why haven't Christians tried to make just catchy music so that people can just have a positive influence? But that's that's besides the point. Favorite Christian album or artist? I think so I'll go genre by genre, sort of. Favorite Christian rock music or hard rock or classic rock, whatever you want to call it, heavy rock, metal rock, whatever. It's probably Skillet. Everybody loves Skillet. Skillet's been a thing since like the early 90s, which is crazy. John Cooper, the founder and lead singer of the band, has been going out at Skillet, and I think his wife too, for years and years and years, for like almost like 30 years now. So Skillet has the longevity. They started actually being good in their Comatose era in 2006. And then I still think Comatose is their I would say easily their best album. I know Rise was a big deal when it came out in I think 2016 or something like that. And then Awake in 2009. Okay, so Comatose came out in 2006. Awake came out in 2009, and then Rise came out in 2013. And that's a pretty good Christian rock band, lineup. 3 album run: Comatose, Awake, and Rise. Pretty good albums, actually. I think Rise is my least favorite out of all those, but Comatose is my favorite Skillet album. It definitely has some like absolute awful songs, like Looking for Angels and Yours to Hold, but every other, like Those Nights, is one of my favorite songs of all time. Whispers in the Dark, Rebirthing, Comatose is like literally amazing. And then obviously you have Collide. Collide's great, but it's just a little bit, it's way too hard rock for like a normal music listener. And then everything like after Rise, like 2016's Unleashed and everything since then, like Victorious and Dominion, has just pretty much been awful. There's no like good, it's just not good. They used to use the violin and cello in their rock music, which just sounded always so cool. But that's besides the point. Yes, Christian rock probably Skillet. Christian rap, which is such a weird genre because they're always so cringy and so weird. Lecrae is obviously the biggest one. But I really like NF. Obviously, I've been to a couple concerts of NF, but I understand and I realize that like I only went to those concerts because my dad paid for it, and that was like just one of a good Christian rap influence that he wanted me to be a part of. he was never going to pay for a ticket to like Playboi Carti or Drake or something like that. So he'll pay for a ticket to NF, and I started listening to NF music because I went to one of his concerts, and look at that, I'm an NF fan, and I'm buying all his merch and stuff. And then since then, I'm still listening to NF every now and then. I think Your Special by NF is a really good song and things of that nature. I also really like Andy Mineo, and I know some friends from college, they're not going to listen to this, but they used to make fun of me because I went to an Andy Mineo concert actually on Liberty campus. It was actually really cool to see like one of the bigger Christian rap artists of like ever, sort of, being playing all his best songs that I know all the words to. So it was really cool to be a part of that. I think Christian contemporary is just like, all of them sound the same. I do like Hillsong Young and Free, and then obviously I think the biggest, this is not my favorite, but I think the bigger Christian album that came out in the last couple of years was Lauren Daigle with You Say. I don't know if that was the title track or whatever, but that was definitely her most famous song that came out of that. So really cool to be really have my hand in the Christian album and artists. I know that like most people, and especially girls that's actually asking this question, they're not going to go listen to Christian rap or Christian rock or whatever, but that's probably something that that's just something that I could recommend. Like I said, Lauren Daigle is definitely really good and making music like that. Hillsong Young and Free, I don't normally like Hillsong, but Hillsong Young and Free has a lot of like big popular songs. Dude, I just love Andy Mineo, and I think he makes like great music. I just added a new song to my Hype Christian, and it is I really like Gavi, and it is Phil Wickham. Phil Wickham, 100%. Phil Wickham is probably like the better, more modern Christian artist of right now in the modern age. Phil Wickham is really good. He makes a lot of good pop music, and 100% by Phil Wickham is a really good song. So that's it for my Q&A. It was about 4 or 5 questions. I appreciate you guys sending in some stupid questions. I really like the stupid ones. I really like the serious ones. So I appreciate you guys always. And I'll see you guys in the next video or podcast episode. See ya.